I'm preparing to give another talk to grade 9 students in a high school about basically the title's Living Our Lives on Small Screens. All the issues that come up, sometimes problems, and then try to spin it more positively, like some positive examples of different ways that people are using technology or social media to affect the world around them. So in conversation with teachers, I keep hearing these two Marshall McLuhanisms rolling around inside my head, one attributed to McLuhan and the other McLuhan actually said. The first was, we shape our tools and then our tools shape us. And we're seeing that more and more with the way people use their smartphones. Sometimes not really thinking through some of the ethical choices that they're making about the way they use their phone, or they're thinking about their present self and not their future self. And they kind of have a Whiggish view. They look through today's eyes at something that may happen in the future. And it's difficult for kids to put themselves in that situation because teenagers, their brains, the prefrontal cortex is the last part of the brain that develops, and that's where all the executive functions live. That's where they learn how to reflect. That's what enables them to make thoughtful and ethical choices. And that's the part that's least developed in teenagers. So kids are sharing pictures of other kids. Sometimes kids of different religious faiths that don't want their pictures taken or shared, which is an issue and something they haven't thought through. The other McLuhanism, or genuine McLuhanism running around my brain, is every extension of man, every media extension, is also an amputation. You take a kid's phone away from them today and they're completely disconnected from their community. So there's a growing number of issues and problems and challenges around using small screens and social media in schools and out of school and in our lives, not just kids, adults too. And it's increasingly challenging to find the positive examples because the way we evolve is we evolve our tools much quicker than we do our ethics. So I'm on the hunt for some positive examples of ways in which people are using social media. One example that comes to mind is Chris Lehman, principal at Science Leadership Academy in Philadelphia. He friends all his students, parents, everybody in his school on Facebook, Twitter, whatever. And he wrote a post on his blog called Someone's Twatching Me, noticing some maybe a little bit dark tweets by one of his students one day on Twitter. He stopped her in the hall and had a conversation that you've probably had with students hundreds of times, saying, "Hey, how you doing? What's going on with you? You okay?" And that was all she needed. She later messages him back to say, that helped. So we can use all these new tools in positive ways, but it really has to be driven from what Chris describes as an ethic of care and concern. What positive examples are you making of, or you seeing or using of social media or small screens in your context? We need to, teachers keep telling me we need more models. We need to see how people are doing this in other places. The more positivity we can share, the more positivity we can grow, I think. What you got?